a consulting firm owner, there are several money management strategies that will enable you to legally and ethically reduce your taxable income, thereby reducing your tax liabilities. Well, in this episode, I am going to outline several of them. Stay tuned. Welcome to Say Yes to Profits. Here at Say Yes to Profits, we help consultants build million-dollar firms while tripling their cash flow and profits without stress, struggle, or burnout. Now, our goal is to make you smile when you log into your bank account because you have more money, more profits, and you're paying less taxes. So subscribe, follow, and listen up. And as a result, we will make it rain money in your business. Now join me on the path to say yes to profits. Greetings, consultants. This is Octavia, your virtual CFO and CEO of Say Yes to Profits. As a consulting firm owner, there are several tax deductions that you want to take advantage of. Your goal is to max out your tax deductions. Now, I have a firm belief that as a business owner, your next goal is to beat the IRS at the tax game, legally and ethically, okay? Now, while most tax deductions are not dollar for dollar return, which is a misconception in the marketplace, you can receive 10%, upwards of 40%, or possibly more, depending on your tax rate. So let's go ahead and jump into the content. But before we jump in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so that you don't miss another episode. So tax strategy number one. If you hire your spouse and offer them tax-free fringe benefits, the business can cover your medical expenses. Now, as a business owner, you are not allowed to deduct medical expenses unless they exceed a high threshold amount of 7.5% of your adjusted gross income. But if you hire your spouse and create and offer a self-insured medical reimbursement plan, you could cover your spouse and their family, aka you. As a self-employed professional, you can cover medical expenses that a regular insurance policy does not cover if your spouse legitimately works for your firm, okay? Strategy number two, hire your kids. Listen, everybody should work for your business if it's going to benefit you tax-wise. My child, she works for me. And the other ones that's coming up, they're going to work for me too. Now, here's how this works. When you hire your child, you can pay them up to $12,000 in tax-free money. So you pay them as if they were an employee of your company, and it is a tax deduction for you. And they actually will not have to pay taxes as well. So every child in my household is getting paid to work for Say Yes to Profits. But here's the thing. They have to legally and ethically work for the business. So if you go to my website right now, you will actually see my daughter. She's one of the bookkeepers of the firm. So how can your child work for you? Strategy number three. Shift your business from a sole proprietor or a single member LLC to an LLC filed as an S-Corporation. When you do that, your business becomes a pass-through entity. So there's no taxes on the business regardless of the net profit that the company earned. Now, if your company is earning $70,000 plus in annual revenue, this is a great tax strategy for you to use. There's a separate video that I have discussing this in detail. The most important thing you need to know is that you want to make sure that you as the CEO then becomes an employee of the company and you pay yourself a reasonable salary. Strategy number four. Many consulting firms are virtual. Therefore, they operate out of their home office, like Say Yes to Profits. You can save at least $13,000 plus using the home office deduction over several years. Because you operate out of your home, it is a space designated just for your business. You can also deduct some of your property taxes, mortgage interest, depreciation, repairs, utilities, even house cleaning and mileage as a part of this one tax deduction. On another episode, I deep dive into how to do this with the actual and simplified method. So you definitely want to check that out. Strategy number 5. Did you know that if you use your car for business, you can deduct 100% of its operations? Now, if you use your car for both business and personal purposes, you must divide your expenses based on actual mileage. Now, for 2020, the standard mileage rate is 57.5 cents per mile. You also must keep track of your business's mileage throughout the year in order to use this tax deduction. Now, if you use your car solely for business, you can decide on if you want to write off the vehicle's actual expenses or use the IRS standard mileage rate of 57.5%. But even if you use the IRS standard mileage rate, you can still deduct the business's share of interest, taxes, and even tolls for your car deduction. Strategy number 6. When making purchases for your firm, make sure that you use the firm's bank or credit card. And then you also want to keep all source documents and receipts that show proof of the purchase. And especially if you spent $75 or more on a particular purchase, you definitely want to keep that source document or receipt because that's required. Now, by doing this, when it's time to file your taxes, you will have your tax deductions that can be itemized. I also recommend that you set up and maintain an accounting system. This will help you make tax season very, very easy and with no stress. Strategy number 7. If you are earning $400 or more, you want to make sure that you file and plan for quarterly taxes. By planning for quarterly taxes and by saving a percentage of every payment you receive in a tax holdings account, when it's time to file your taxes, again, there is no stress. You have everything that you need and it doesn't hurt your cash flow because you've been saving money every single time you receive a payment in from your clients. Now, I know I went through that really quick and I gave you a lot of information, and honestly, there are several more tax saving strategies. So you definitely want to watch our upcoming videos as we deep dive into even more strategies. If you have any questions regarding taxes, profits, cash flow, business, what have you, definitely leave your questions and comments below and I will answer them. Before we leave, make sure that you subscribe right now again so that you don't miss an episode. This is Octavia Conner, the virtual CFO for consultants. Until next time, say yes to profits. Toodles.